Hey guys, this is a quick tutorial on how to make a full stack web application using Express and React. The frameworks that we've chosen are built upon Node, which of course is a runtime for JavaScript. So what does that mean? So effectively, programming language of choice is going to be JavaScript. And of course, we're going to be using Node.js, which is the JavaScript runtime that React and Express are both built upon. And then lastly, we're also going to be implementing a database. We're going to be using Postgres, and that's going to effectively serve as our data layer for this quick tutorial. So without any further ado, let's just jump right in. So here we have Node.js. The first step is installing Node. At the time of this video, I would recommend downloading Node 18. I believe that's the most kind of stable version of Node at the moment. So what you would do is you would go to the download tab and you would go to version 18, whatever the latest version of Node 18 is. And of course, you would download it for the system of your choosing. You would have to navigate to the Node.js homepage in order to do this. So that's nodejs.org. So once Node is installed on your system, the next step for us is to install the Express Generator library. Now, what's the Express Generator library? It's a library that will allow us to generate a basic Express project for us to start developing with. So let's go ahead and navigate to the Express Generator NPM page. And you can find this page on the NPM website, npmjs.com. NPM stands for Node Package Manager. So this is going to be the way that we'll be able to install and manage dependencies and libraries that we'll be using in our Express application and any Node application that we would be working on essentially. So here we have the NPM page for Express Generator. So by simply just searching for the Express Generator library here, we can find it here. And we can go ahead and install it globally on our system by running the global install command. In order to install this, we'd have to go ahead and launch the terminal/PowerShell that we have on our system. Linux and Mac would be using terminal, while Windows users would be using PowerShell or Windows 11 terminal, which is just a wrapper for PowerShell. All right, so now that we have PowerShell open, let's go ahead and navigate to the directory of our choosing where we want to save this web application. And we're going to go ahead and paste the command to install, which is simply npm install-g express generator. It's going to perform the install for us. And now that that's done, we're going to navigate back to the npm page on our browser. And what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down here to the quick start section. And we're going to see this first command here. And this will be the command to create our simple, our basic application. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to copy this. We're going to navigate back over to our PowerShell, and we're going to paste this command here. Now we're going to just do a few tweaks before we run this. We're just going to simply write the name of the project here. So let's just write test web application, and we're going to go ahead and run this. Now you have a basic Express application in the directory that you provided. So we're going to go ahead and navigate to that directory now, test web application. And as you can see, we do have the components of a simple Express application. Now, of course, developing this way would be quite tedious. So the next step for us would be to install an IDE. So now we're going to go ahead and navigate to the website for Visual Studio Code. And this will be found at code.visualstudio.com. And we're going to go ahead and download VS Code for our system. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and open up VS Code. And once it's open, you'll find yourself on a screen that looks like this. So this is just the welcome screen for Visual Studio Code. And what we're going to do is we're going to open the project folder that we generated using the Express generator. So after navigating to the test web application and then opening it up using the prompt for Visual Studio Code, we'll find ourselves here in our Express application. So in order to reduce the tedium of navigating back and forth between Visual Studio Code and our terminal, we can open up a terminal instance in Visual Studio Code by going to the top left here, clicking on terminal, and then clicking on the new terminal command. And this will allow us to run terminal commands directly on our Visual Studio. Now you may notice that I have this little prompt here from the Copilot extension for Visual Studio Code. You can just ignore that. You may not have this extension installed, so just don't worry about that. So the next step here would be to actually install the dependencies for our Express application. And we can do that by simply running npm install. And now that that's done, The next step would be to finally run our Express application. And we can do this by simply just running npm start. This will run our Express server, and the default port that it will be using will be 3000. And we can go ahead, open a new tab here, and navigate to localhost 3000. So here you should see a very simple but welcoming page from our Express server. Now, localhost is effectively just a URL that points to your local machine, and the 3000 indicates the port that we are using to hit our server. And therefore, by hitting localhost 3000, we will find this welcoming and simple welcome to Express page. And there you have it. Now we've set up our Express application so that we can start developing on it.